Crypto cancel that. Okay. Well, after a wild and crazy Monaco race that we had last week, we now head to a track that is around for quite a few people, and this is going to be quite a bit of fun. So, we are at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and this is RPL F1. This is RPL F1 Season 9. We're in Round 8, and this is Canada. So, Titan Ironwolf on comms for today. Normally, I have my partner Ryan Alcon with me, but unfortunately, he is not here, so I'm going to have to do this by myself. So, last week, in regards to the event racing, let's see here. So last week, when we find the Monaco results here, here it is. So Reese was the winner, ending a 13-race winless streak. Scyther was in second, and Blonde wound up finishing in third. On the thing, it shows him as redacted because, for some weird reason, I guess apparently his name was under Blonde, which apparently is not allowed or something. But anyways. So looking at the Drivers' Championship, so Scyther is leading with 112 over Reese, who has 94, and Darius is sitting in third with 84. Constructors' Championship-wise, Red Bull still has the championship lead, but the gap is getting ever slower, ever closer. Ferrari is sitting in second with 196. And then Mercedes takes third place back from Aston Martin, 75 to 73. So, let's take a look here. So, we have 18 drivers participating in this race. However, this is short qualifying. Now, the reason we're under short qualifying is because, well, it's because we have a major thing that happened. Basically, we found out from the rule book, it is that the lineups get placed out for the race. After a 1-hour cutoff before the event, any last-second changes done to the lineups, whether it's a new reserve or a team switch, that driver is facing a quali ban. So in this case, the following drivers have bans that they cannot do laps in. TSR Cryptic in the Mercedes, Sam Steed in the Haas, Blonde in the Williams, Owen in Alpine, Crispy in the Aston Martin, Gerard in the Haas, and Stenner in the Ferrari. So that is 7 drivers with quali bans. So that's hence why we are in short qualifying for this event. Let me just take a look at anything here. Okay. So we are good there. Alright. So I'm just trying to figure something else out here. Let's try to figure out something else here. So, oh. Uh-oh. Well, I just realized. Because I just realized this. We have 19 now because Kipu just showed up to take in the Williams. So that is our 8th quali ban. But I also just realized, if I read it right, Crispy is not supposed to be in the session at all because he has a race ban. He has a race ban to serve. Because in Monaco, Crispy got 4 penalty points, and he's at 15 total, and he was at, so that means he was at 11 prior. 12 is a race ban, so Crispy has a race ban, so he's not supposed to be in there in this race. Yeah, so we actually have 18 racing. I had to take a look, but I think it is So, well, while we're figuring that part out, anyway, so Reese is on top right now with a 10, just about a 10 flat, 3 milliseconds clear of Darius right now. TB is currently in third as he's going on a little grass escapade on the in turn 2, but he's third, and then Josh, wow, responds with a 9-8. But while we're, I might need to take a look at the, I gotta take a look at the tier 2 stream, because I was wondering who had, what was the pole lap, for this, what was the pole lap for this? Oh, well, there it is. Okay, so the pole lap from Tier 2 compared to Tier 1. It's a 6. It is a 6, 9-6. 9-6. That is the pole lap. Well, we're just trying to figure this stuff out, so we're sorry for, just trying to figure out some things. So let's take a look at our group here. So we have Josh and Mercedes, Reese and Red Bull, Darius, Ferrari, TB, Red Bull, that person and McLaren. We saw him earlier in F2 and yesterday in Tier 2. Jack and AlphaTauri, same with Ads, Tadpole and Alpine. George in Aston Martin, Chaco in Alfa Romeo, Cryptic Mercedes, Sam Steed, Haas, Kipu Blonde, Williams, Owen in Alpine, Red Fire in McLaren, Gerard, Haas, Stenner, Ferrari. So we're just trying to figure this out. Okay, so just had to get this confirmation. We're getting it figured out, and we have it all figured out. Per the stewards, we had a new penalty point person, which was Jim Bob. He failed to notify the individuals of bans that was going on, so. Per the stewards, Crispy is being let go. He is allowed to compete for tonight. But since, like I say, he's a last-second reserve, that means he has a quali ban for this race. So he'll be starting right now, by the looks of it, in the 17th position. So yeah, Crispy is allowed to do this race, but like I said, he has to start in the 17th position. So as with these guys getting their stuff in, so the ones with the quali bands, so Stenner will be starting 19th, Gerard 18th, Crispy 17th, Owen 16, the Williams pair in 15 and 14, Sam Steve 13, and Cryptic in 12th. And check out the Chiller, fastest lap right now with just under 4 minutes to go right now. 9.5, which currently has the pole time beat in Tier 2 by 1/10 of a second. Or, if I want to be more precise, 0.107. The pole time in Tier 2 was 9.681. And the Chiller beat it by just over 1/10 of a second. Okay. So, very sorry about with everything that has happened here. But let's figure out who... With about 3.5 minutes to go, let's figure out... In my opinion, who do I think is going to be the top 3 in regards to this? Who do I think will be top 3? Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to go insane. I'm actually going to predict the top 11. The top 11 of these guys that are out and about. So, pole position... I think pole position is going to be... I'm thinking Josh for pole position. Because I remember last season when we raced this track in Canada, he got pole at this track last season. So, I'm thinking maybe Josh could do it again. That's my best guess. The Chiller will be second. The Red Bulls, I'd say Reese is going to be the better of TB. He'll start third. TB will be in fourth. That person, I think, will probably claim 5th place over Ads. I think Ads will be starting in 6th. Jack, I think, will take 7th. Tadpole, where he is right now, in 8th. He'll probably stay where he is in 8th. George will probably be falling down to 9th. And then I believe Chaco will stay where he is in 10th, and Redfire will just barely miss a top 10 start in 11th. So that's my prediction. So Josh, Darius, Reese, TB, that person, Ads, Jack, Tadpole, George, Chaco, Redfire. That's my top 11. So I'm wondering how close I'll be for this. But anyway, so Josh is on his way down. He's going to start what is going to be his final lap. So let's go on board with the Mercedes driver as he rockets his way down into turn number 1. Riding along that curb, not getting out of Lucy out of that. Now on to turn 2. Here we go into the first chicane, a 3 and 4, the Vettel chicane. This chicane, we will see a lot of track limit warnings and penalties in this race. Out of 5, now into the next chicane of 6 and 7. DRS zone number 1. And he rockets his way down, getting up to just about 190 miles an hour into the next chicane of 9 and 10. Now blaring his way down past the left kink of 11. Now into the hairpin of 12. Now this little long straight into DRS zone number 2. Time is up. That person will stay 6. So there goes my fifth place hope there. TB is in 4th as predicted. Here comes Josh riding through the walls of Champion Chicane. Down to the line. Can he best the time? He does improve, but can't get it done. So Josh is going to be in 2nd right now. So there goes my pole guesser. Reese comes across the line. He does stay 3rd, but misses 2nd by 12 thousandths of a second, and Darius will take pole position. Chaco did just shoot himself up into... Now, Tadpole did stay where he is in the 8th place. Jack has fallen to 10th. Chaco is in 9th right now. Actually, Jack just went up in 8th. So looking at this, looking at my list here, I only got 10th, 11th. I got the Red Bull placement. I got them right. But I got 10th and 11th. That was it. So literally out of 11, I got 7 wrong. But there it is. So look at that. The top 3 separated by literally nearly a 10th and a half. That's how close the top 3 was. So Darius is pole position here in Canada. Josh is 2nd. Reese is 3rd. DB 4, Ads 5, that person 6, George 7, Jack 8, Tadpole 9, Chaco 10, and Redfire, the slowest of the group. And then you have Cryptic, Samsteed, Kipu, Blonde, Owen, Crispy, Gerard, and Stenner, the ones that had quality bands. And we'll be moving on into the race. So here we are loading in for the race, and here we go. So, looks like a bit of clouds in for this one. So, now here's what we know. Currently, both pole was done by both Ferraris in Tier 1 and Tier 2. Now, for race wins. Now, pending Stewart report at the moment unofficially, a Ferrari did win the Tier 2 race in Canada. I wonder if they could do it again in Tier 1. That is the question. But we don't know. So, now one of the things is that earlier in the broadcast I mentioned who was going to be racing in what. You may notice one driver missing. Scyther. Scyther has family over, so at the last moment, he had to back out and not be able to attend. But here we go. The 5 lights come on to start the Canadian Grand Prix, and it's lights out, and away we go. Good getaway from the Chiller. Here comes Reese down the inside to try to get past Josh to take second. They're fighting off into turn number 2. Reese is hanging on the outside. More cars right behind trying to jostle away into position. Into the Vettel chicane we go. Side by side there. And Reese gets ahead. Contact between Reese and Josh. I don't know if there's damage between either of those cars, but it allowed TB to get ahead of Reese into turn number 5. And it is Reese, but Josh had a bit of a poor getaway. I don't know if these cars are damaged. I don't see the damage on the cars. It looks like they're okay, but we do not know fully for sure. Now as they head into the hairpin for the first time, the Chiller leading the way. As you can look further back, there is Redfire down the inside against Cryptic and his co-TP. As they head down into there, let's go on board. Let's go on board with, Chaco taking it to the grass. We're on board with Tadpole as they head down towards the... Ooh, close there. A little close there. But here comes Cryptic to take advantage. A little contact between Cryptic and Tadpole as they end the turn number 1. And it is going to be the Chiller, Fake TV, Reese, Josh, that person, Jack, Ads, George, Chaco, and Cryptic make up the top 10. The rest of the field, it is Tadpole, Redfire, Crispy, Owen, Stenner making up some places, Kipu, Blonde, Gerard, and Sam Steed rounding out the field. Speaking of Crispy, he just went down the inside and got past Redfire to get into the 12th place spot. But here comes Redfire fighting back on the outside as they head down into the chicane. A little contact. Redfire forced to cut the track. And that leaves Owen to take over for the 13th place spot, and so does Stenner. Stenner takes advantage too. He's looking to sneak a peek down the inside. Hello, Kipu out of nowhere. Just takes Stenner out of it. I did not see Kipu pop up. I think Kipu missed that braking zone and just came flying into there. Not fun there, but Stenner, who was already up to almost 13th place, is now back down at 18th now. Let's take a look at the tires everybody is on here. So Jack and Crispy opting to go for the soft tires to kick off this race. Kipu, Redfire, Gerard, Owen, Tadpole, George, Ads, that person, and TB are on the mediums. And the rest of the field is on the hards. So here we go. As the drivers move on, as we get ready, looks like we're going to be on board with TB next as he's looking to make a shot for the lead. He is on the Sauter compound, down the inside into the hairpin, and TB gets it. But the Chiller trying to switch back. I wonder, does the Chiller get DRS here? No, he does not. Excuse me. So TB with DRS to get ahead and stay ahead of the Chiller into the chicane. And Chiller's going to have a little bit more work to do as he is sitting now in the 2nd place spot. And with TB taking the lead, TB is currently in... Yeah, TB is currently, I believe, let's take a look here. Yes, he is 4th in the championship right now. So even with the win, he will take 3rd place back from Darius currently at this moment. But Reese is going to be staying ahead to keep his 2nd place. But right now, at the current positioning, at this present time, at the current positioning right now, Reese is going to be still in second even after this race is over if he stays in position where he is. And we have multiple cars getting penalties. We have Kipu, Stenner, and Chaco getting 3-second penalties. That was in chicane number 3, which is turns 9 and 10. And looks like we have an incident in the back of the field. That is Sam Steed, and that is going to trigger a safety car. And there he is, Sam Steed, unfortunately crashed there. And Tadpole, even though Tadpole's in the pits, he just got a speeding under the safety car in the pit lane. So Tadpole is unfortunately stuck with a drive-through. Well, what a game this is. That's actually kind of funny. So Tadpole and Crispy too. I mean, these guys were in the pits. And they both got a drive-through for speeding under the safety car while in the pits. That's just really ridiculous, if you ask me. Anyways, let's see. Is TB coming in? Yes, he is. So TB has opted to come in to get off of those mediums, and he'll be going onto the hard compound tire. So even though it's just for a lap or so, TB did get the lead, but now he relinquishes it back to Scyther. Now TB is coming out now. Let's see where he is going to be. And looks like he is going to come out ahead. Looks like he's going to come out behind Red Fire in 9th place. Now Crispy apparently is in a bit of trouble himself. Because he's got no wing. And as you can see, there's Chaco there. Apparently Crispy, we just saw on the top of the board, Crispy did get a 5-second penalty for colliding with Chaco. So something happened between Chaco and Crispy. And let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see. Okay. So we figured out what happened between the contact between Reese and Josh out of the Vettel chicane. The reason for the contact was, and Reese says, "Hey mate, sorry for putting you in the wall. I was an AI because my wheel force feedback went." So Reese had an unexpected wheel force feedback problem, and he went AI to fix it, hence why the two, him and Josh wound up colliding out of the Vettel chicane. I mean, when I saw it on the stream, I mean, both of those drivers are okay, and looks like Crispy has crashed in the wall of champions, and that is the end of that. Yeah, and Kipu apologizing to Stenner for the collision in the hairpin. He said that I have no idea what happened, but he took responsibility for that incident. And also Red Fire showing his displeasure with Crispy. We'll see what happens there. But anyway, so we are caught up. Almost everybody's caught up with the safety car. So let's reset the field for you. For those if you're just joining us, we're already into the race. We had to go to short qualifying because out of our 19 field grid, only 11 were allowed to participate instead of lap. The rest had quali bans because of last-minute changes to the reserves and all that yada. But once the safety car crosses the line with the leader, we'll be just starting lap 8. Well, yeah, lap 7 of 35. And, oh, Chaco is out too. Chaco actually has gone into the pits and retired. Okay. Okay, so that's what happened. But anyways, so that means Alfa Romeo is not going to get any points for today. So let's reset it here. So the Chiller is your leader. Reese is sitting in second. Ads is sitting up in third. That person up in fourth. George 5, Cryptic 6, Owen 7, Redfire 8, TB 9, and Josh is sitting in 10th place. Rest of the field, it is Jack 11, Tadpole in 12, Gerard in 13th, Blonde 14, Stenner 15, Sam Steed in 16, and Kipu is bringing up the rear in 17th. So safety car was because of Sam Steed crashing in out of the hairpin. We've had 2 retirements, Crispy crashing in the wall of Champion Chicane, Chaco gone into the pits and retired. Yeah, and Tadpole is just realizing he has a drive-through to do, and he is not happy, and the Chiller takes off in the middle of the straight quite early for that. I think he caught Reese sleeping just a tiny bit. We're back underway in Canada, and here we go to kick things off. So, and Tadpole is into the penalty club as drivers are heading in. Looks like TB is opted for an attack on. Woo, that was tight. A little tight contact between George and Owen. And that brings Red Fire into some trouble, and Red Fire forced to go off the track. And multiple cars getting to take some evasive action. Well, that was super unfortunate for Red Fire. He was up in the 8th place. A mistake wound up happening, and he lost multiple spots. TB is up in the 7th. Josh in pursuit. George having to go down into 9th place. He's got Jack right behind. Go on board with Jack, see if he can chase down there, and we just missed, just trying to catch back up front actually. Reese tried to make an attack on the Chiller out of the hairpin, just couldn't fully execute it. But here he comes again, this time to make it stick. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Reese does take the lead of the Grand Prix, and looks like Cryptic just... No, actually TB overtook Owen for the 6th place position. And here we go. Now Josh overtaking Owen into turn 1. Josh trying to chase down. Yeah, Josh is trying to chase down TB to get that position back. And it looks like Tadpole has gone into the pits. He is going to serve that drive-through that he got while in the pits. I mean, that just shows how good this game is, because literally Tadpole went into the pits to go repair his car, and while he was in the middle of the pits, he wound up getting a drive-through while in the pits, and TB is in the penalty club for track limits in turn 9. And it looks like Josh overtakes that person. That person actually does a switchback to try to reclaim the spot, but Josh is like, nope, you ain't getting this back. I'm gonna try to hunt down TB. I mean, it will definitely be good for Mercedes to try to get some major points, given how far back they are in the constructors. DRS is now enabled. So taking a look here, like I said, Mercedes is currently third in the Constructors' Championship, but they only got 75 points. And they are currently 121 points behind second place, that is Ferrari. Speaking of Ferrari, oh, Red Fire's in the penalty box. Looks like Darius is in the penalty box too. Yes, he is. So a lot of cars are in the penalty box already so far. Both Ferraris are in the penalty box. A Red Bull there as well. And whoa, Simpson, looks like Gerard and Jack had some side-by-side action. Unfortunately, Jack had to want to miss in the corner in turn 10. And unfortunately loses a couple spots. Falls down to 13th, being overtaken by Blonde. And Gerard is up into 10th. Looking to overtake George, and he does so. Get himself into 9th. Owen takes over 7th from that person. And it looks like Cryptic has lost 2 places. Losing 4th to his teammate Josh. And 5th to TB. And looks like Stenner is trying to claw back into the points. He does so by overtaking George for the 10th place spot. And now Cryptic has joined the penalty box, this time exiting the Vettel chicane. Like said, the Vettel chicane, the chicane after DRS Zone 1, which is the zone that Reese is going through right now. I mean, literally, looking at from Cryptic, these 2 corners here, 9 and 10, and then the wall champion chicane. Those 3 chicanes, you are going to see a lot of track limit warnings and penalties, and we just catch it at Josh trying to overtake Ads, and he does so, and Ads, I think, trying to fight back, wound up inadvertently tagging the Chiller. Chiller was a little slow exiting the hairpin. I think he might have gotten into some contact. Now the Chiller is falling to 4th. TB is pursuing Josh to get into 2nd, but Josh is running off to try to catch Reese, who is currently got a 2.5 second lead. We are, like I said, on board. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go on board with Gerard. So he's looking to sneak an inside attack against Owen. Contact! Oh, yes! And look, I don't know if there was there contact, or did Gerard overreact a little bit, but we're still under green, and looks like Sam Steed has gone into the pits. He is done. That's our 3rd retirement, but Gerard was hanging for a shot at 7th place. I mean, I was on board, but I couldn't tell, did he make contact? But that was unfortunate there. But Owen is up in the 7th place. Stenner in pursuit to try to go for the attack. And he's making an inside move right there. As they're side by side, Stenner will have DRS. We're looking at the right camera as Ads loses a spot gets his spots back, taking past Ads into Chiller. And the Chiller wind up falling into 6th place from Ads. Wonder, does Darius have damage to the car? Possibly, maybe not. I mean, well, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't know if he does have damage or not. But the Chiller having a little bit of an issue so far. Stenner reclaiming back up, clawing his way back. He's up in the 7th place. TB all over the back of Josh. This is the battle for 2nd. Let's see drop that. Let's see. It's TB. Trying to chase Josh down. Josh, crazily, is almost in DRS range against Reese, but TB saw a chance for looking for a shot, but couldn't get it done. He is too far back, but here he will have a shot. And looks like Josh trying to put up a defense. Can he get it done? Ooh, close wheel to wheel, little scuff of the wheels, and Josh somehow holds TB back. Josh holds TB back just enough to keep that 2nd place. Stenner gets another 3-second penalty. Again in the Vettel chicane. Now TB has another chance to go for it, but bear in mind, Josh also has DRS. He is within 1 second of Reese. Let's see what happens here. So we're back on board with TB. This fight is gonna be looking strong, as it looks like TB is not looking for an attack to get the place. But Josh is actually getting much closer to Reese as he's trying to chase Reese down to go for that position. Let's take a look at the telemetry, see how close they are. And Josh up to 200 miles an hour before the chicane. TB close to 205. Overtake active from both these guys. As TB looking for a shot down the inside, on the outside. Now, oh boy, this is going to be fun. Fight for the lead, almost three wide. It's one Mercedes against both Red Bulls. And Josh fends TB off, but can't get the job done against Reese. Wow, that was tight and close. Now, bear in mind, I know TB is looking to challenge and going for a position, but also bear in mind, TB does have a penalty on him. He does have a 3-second time penalty for track limits. It looks like the Ferraris have just switched between Stenner and De Chiller. So Stenner will be taking the 6th place spot, and De Chiller will go to 7th. They're going to have a nice, comfortable gap because they are over 3.5 seconds ahead of that person in 8th. Here comes the shot for the lead. Josh on the outside as they head to the chicane, and Josh does execute it and get it done. Josh does take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix, and TB switches with his teammate, and TB now turned loose to chase him down. It looks like Ads, who started on the mediums, he is in the pits to get off of those medium compound tires. He was on it for 15 laps, so he is going to be coming back out with a new set, and he's on hard, so he'll be good for the rest of the race. Now, Reese, Cryptic, De Chiller, those guys started on the hard compound tires, and they've been on it since the start of this race. Owen, that person, they're still on the mediums, and they've been on it since the start. Josh and TB, they've been on the mediums for 11 laps right now. Stenner, I believe same with him. He has also been on that too. Now let's see, will TB mount a charge against Josh? Look at the ERS between the two. TB has almost double the ERS that Josh has. Here he comes down the inside, and he takes the lead. We do have another leader. TB takes the lead from Josh. But bear in mind, TB is going to have to pull a 3-second gap, and just before the chicane Stenner winds up getting it done. And Stenner is going to have to do the same thing with Cryptic. He has to pull a 3-second gap because Stenner, well, Cryptic, yes, he does have a 3-second penalty, but Stenner's got 6. Now, Josh, all he has to do is just stay in tune with TB and just stay within 3 seconds this entire time, and he can go for a race win if he has to. I believe Josh does have a win beforehand. I'll just have to double check to be sure. Has he had a race win before? That answer is no. Josh does not have a win beforehand, and looks like De Chiller just got himself a second 3-second penalty. Yes, he does. So De Chiller is in the 6-second penalty club, but the good note is that he is going to be keeping it at the moment, as he is 6.2 seconds ahead of Owen and is currently growing, but unfortunately right now, De Chiller has yet to pit. Let's take a look at our pit stop markers. So here it is. So Owen, De Chiller, Cryptic, and Reese, those 4 have yet to stop in this race. And speaking of which, looks like Blonde is looking to go up against both of his Red Bull compatriots. Owen in the Alpine, Jack his co, But Blonde hanging on and sitting into the 8th position. Now, bear in mind, Blonde is going to be going to university very soon, so... And, oh, Reese is in the penalty box! Oh, my goodness. So, both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, and one Mercedes are in the penalty box. This is going to mean that pretty much, all that's left is Josh to join them. But I think in Josh's case, he's going to be like, well, everyone else around me is getting penalties. I just got to be sure I don't get it. Looks like Reese, I think, had a bad exit out of the wall of champion chicane. He was a couple of tenths behind Josh, but now fallen to almost a second back. And there goes Jack into the pits. What was Jack on beforehand? 13 lap old soft tires. Okay. So it looks like Jack is probably going to go on to the mediums, and he'll finish it off on that. And looks now Stenner is up to 9. So, yeah, Jack is on the medium tires, so that is the tire set that he will finish this race on. So Jack is going to be coming out, and he is in 14th place. He's got some work to do to get it done. Red Fire into the penalty box. Oh, that's actually his second one. So currently right now, Josh, Blonde, Ads, that person, Jack, and Gerard are the only six drivers to not be in the penalty box as of right now, and that's not including the ones that have DNF'd. We know Crispy has had a couple, Chaco has had one. I don't know about Sam Steed, but that is the case there. Well, now we're down to 5. Blonde just gets one. And that was in the Wall Champion chicane. For Blonde. And Red Fire has decided to go in. That is going to be his second stop of this race. So, let's see what happens here now. So, Josh is still in DRS range against TB. It looks like he had a wobble at the exit of the chicane. This opens the door for Reese to dive down the inside in the hairpin, and he gets it done. Now, Josh does have DRS, so this is going to be a slight setback for Josh, but like I said, both the Red Bulls ahead are in the penalty box, and he is in to go pit and get off those mediums. So that is going to leave the Red Bulls to run off free and get things done. Now we're down. Looks like now we're down to 4. Now we're down to 4 as Gerard has entered the penalty club. So that leaves Ads, that person, Jack, and Josh with no penalties at this present time. As Josh is coming out, and he is going to stay ahead of Blonde, and he'll be in 6th place. Now, Josh is on a new set of medium tires. I believe he started on the hard compound. Yes, he did. He started on the hards. He got off on the mediums. Now he's on a new set of mediums, and he can go the rest of the race on that set. Now, let's see what... Now, that means... Now, with Josh in the pits to switch off to the new set of mediums, how will TB respond? I mean, this is going to be a guaranteed 2-stopper for sure. As TB... Oh, we have a double stack! Oh, contact! But thank goodness! both of them did not get a speeding penalty for that, but... Here we go. So TB on the soft tires? So does Well, this is going to be interesting. I mean, will those guys last 13 laps on those softs? I wonder, could they last 13 laps on those soft tires? I mean, I don't know the tire wear.
at Canada, but I mean, who knows? I mean, it could work, or it could be or it could blow up in their faces. And now Jack is in the penalty club, so at least 3 left now. Josh, Ads, and that person yet to get into the penalty club as Reese overtakes Ads to get in the 6th place. Now TB is in 4th, and he's got Josh right behind. Right ahead of him. So Cryptic is in 2nd, and that's gonna put Stenner leading this race. Now Darius is unfortunately out of the points right now in 11th. So Darius is not having a good race so far in Canada. Now he was pole position. I'm thinking DeChiller's holding off for a safety car to happen as Blonde and Owen are in the pits as TB and Josh battling it out as they head into the corner. A little touch, but Josh stays ahead. There's a little touch, but still safe. They're still okay. Now Reese is gonna have some work to do to try to catch up to his teammate. 4.7 seconds to gap. Now Josh hang down onto the inside of the block, does another block into turn 9, and stays ahead. So head down towards the hairpin of turn 12, and looks like TV not close enough to get it done as of yet. Now I don't know if Josh is in DRS range currently with his teammate. Now let's see what happens. No, he's not. He is not in DRS range with his teammate. Let's see, here comes TB, thinking to sneak in. No, he cannot get it done. But this time, well, he tried to go for a shot. He's got to go against both of them. And, oh, contact, and, oh, Josh goes for a slip and slide. And TB gets by both Mercedes to take 2nd. Josh is really trying his best to stay in tune. Now, I know TB, TB is really going to be pushing it with the limits here, as DeChiller is in the penalty again. This time it is 9 seconds for him. Stenner's actually at 12 right now. That's really insane for Stenner to be at the 12-second mark, and now Ads is in the penalty box. That leaves just Josh by himself with no penalties. That's just wild. The fact that Josh is not in the penalty box yet is mind-blowing. As Stenner is off into the pits, so is Cryptic. So TB does take the lead. So TB does take the lead back. Josh is currently in the 2nd place spot. Reese is in 3rd. Ads is up in the 4th. DeChiller with that, he is up in the 5th. Oh, DeChiller did pit. Okay. So everybody has had a pit. So that's good. So that's actually the reason why DeChiller was in the 11th spot, was because he already pitted. That makes sense. But anyways, looks like Stenner going up against that person. And he gets it, and Stenner stays ahead. There goes George right behind that person. Little touch from the back. Woo! George getting loose on the exit. Looks like he's okay right now. So Jack is currently in the 9th place spot. Now Cryptic is up into 10th. Is in 10th after that stop. Looking at the penalties here, well, I mean, eesh, lots of things is going to be happening, that's for sure. But we are under 10 laps to go now in this race. And currently, right now, Josh is still within range of TB right now. 1 second is the gap. TB has to pull at least a 3-second gap in order to win this race. Now, like I said, Josh is the only driver to not be in the penalty box at this moment. As we see a fight here for the 7th place spot. George trying to sneak a peek against that person, but that person fends him off and keeps the 7th place spot. And Reese has got a 2nd penalty, this time in chicane number 3. That's turn 9 and 10, where the Chiller's going through right now. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the speed as they head down towards the World Champion chicane. TB about 192. Josh matching it. Owen in the penalty box. So 8 laps left to go. 9 laps left to go. Josh currently 1.4 seconds behind TB. And Reese is starting to slowly catch him. And it looks like Cryptic has just got past that person to get into 7th place. And that person now gets into the penalty club again. That's a 6 second that's up to 6 for him. Here comes George on the outside as they fight into turn 1. Ooh, little contact. But it looks like that person still keeps it in together. And will fall to 9th place right now. Jack looking to try to sneak a peek to try to get himself into 10th. And currently doesn't have it right now. Owen, by the way, further back, gets past Gerard to take 12th place. Now Gerard is in 13th right now, having to deal with Red Fire Tiger right behind him. Now currently, I think by the looks of it, is Red Fire, wow, down the inside against Gerard. And not a bad overtake there. Gerard up, not Gerard, Red Fire up into 13th place. Meanwhile, the Chiller passing Ads. Same with Stenner passing passing Ads as well. That puts Ferrari up in the 4th and 5th. However, Ads has 3 seconds compared to Ferrari's 9 for the Chiller and 12 for Stenner. So these guys are going to have to pull a serious gap in order to try to keep the positions that they have. But currently, at the moment, right now, well, now Az is up into 6 seconds of penalties. And Red Fire gets another one. So yeah, so currently Josh 2 seconds behind TB. He has Reese close behind. Let's take a look. Let's go on board with Reese. There is Josh right ahead as they head to the hairpin. There is TB in view. Let's take a look at the ERS deployment. So TB up to 35%, Josh at 11, and Reese has 17. Now Josh is just going to have to try to stay within that 3-second gap in order to keep a chance of winning this race. Right now, the gap is currently 2.2 seconds. I wonder what it'll be at the end of this lap. The Ferraris have decided to switch. Stenner up in the 4th. The Chiller in 5th. Jack getting past that person on DRS straight number 2 to take 8th place. That person sitting in 9th right now. Well, currently, unofficially, he'll probably fall into 10th because Blonde has only 3 seconds of penalties, while that person only has 6. And it looks like we have trouble in Sector 3. That is Tadpole gone for a spin. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. There's Reese trying to see if he can try to sneak a peek against Josh. Now let's take a look at the gap. We'll see what the gap is when it gets close enough. I think I know what Reese is planning to do. I think what he's going to do is he's going to try to get past Josh and then hold him back so TB can pull away with that 3-second lead. Owen into the penalty box again, and TB's lead over Josh right now, 2.3. So only 1/10 gained between Josh and TB. So right now, currently, if Josh keeps it together, he'll probably take the race win by just under 0.2 of a second. If TB does gain only 1/10 of a second on him. And looks like Reese has clocked I think Reese clocked the wall out of 7, out of 8 actually. Did he? I don't know. I can't tell. But Stenner is in the penalty box yet again. Like I said, Josh is still in it because right now Josh, even though he's third, he does have the net lead via penalties. Now Josh, like I said, he has not won a Tier 1 race as of yet. Now for Tier 1, we had 31 different drivers. We have yet to have a brand new winner in this division. We have yet to have a brand new winner. As these guys move on forward, TB right now 2.5 seconds. He is ahead of Josh. Now 2.6. So Josh is starting to slightly fade away. Yeah, Josh is starting to fade away just a little bit. We're now switched to leader timing right now. Let's see what happens now. Now what could be cataclysmic for TB is TB getting another 3-second penalty. That would be the cataclysmic. That would be cataclysmic for him if that does happen. But TB, one thing he could hope for is for Josh to get into the penalty box, and that will be the end. And that will be the end of it. Let's go back a little bit further. Let's take a look. We have that person trying to chase down Blonde for the 9th place position. Blonde in catching up to Jack. That's going to be for 8th when that happens. And looks like right now the gap between Josh and TB has not changed. 2.5, 2.6 seconds. The gap has not changed at all this lap. And looks like Gerard does get ahead of Red Fire. This is a fight for 12th. And Gerard and Red Fire makes it easy and gets ahead and stays into the 12th place position. Now this is gonna be a slight issue for Josh right now. With just about 2 laps to go. The gap is 2.6 seconds still. But now, unfortunately, Josh is out of DRS range against Reese. So this could be the chance for TB to take off. Still 2.6 seconds to lead. I think if I was Josh, I think Josh is probably sweating right now. He is 2.7 seconds behind. The gap has just gained by just about a 10th. And this is gonna be tense. This is gonna be tense. Can Josh do the unthinkable? Can he claim his first win? And Tadpole getting out of the way. With Tadpole getting out of the way, that means there's no DRS for any of the top 3 because they were not within 1 second of Tadpole when it occurred. Gap now 2.4. Josh is 2.3 now. Josh has gained 4/10 on TB. In Sector 2 right now. We're going to be entering the final lap very shortly. Now Reese has DRS. He's going to try to at least give a help to his teammate. But right now, Josh is firmly in the driver's seat to go for a win here. Final lap. White flag in the air in Canada. The gap, 2.4 seconds. Tadpole gone into the pits. He's done. So Josh is gonna have to hold his ground to stay within 3 seconds of TB in order to claim a win here in Canada and his first in RPL Tier 1. This is gonna be tense if he can do it. Now Josh, if my memory's right, Josh has wins in Tier 2 and an F2, does he? I gotta find that mark here. Yes, he does. He has 1 F2 win and 3 Tier 2 wins. Josh only has a few more corners to go. Because currently right now, if he gets it done, Josh will be joining people like TB, Reese, Cryptic, Owen, DeChiller in the Winners Club to win a race in every RPL tier. 2.5 seconds. Here we go. As they come out of the chicane for the final time, the Red Bulls will cross the line 1-2. Here we go. This is going to be close. And Josh is going to win in Canada. A 10.5 the difference. Josh wins in Canada. TB will be second. Reese is third. Let's see what happens here. Next up. So here we go. So Cryptic will take 4. DeChiller will be 5th. Stenner will come across in 6th. Ads is 7. Here comes Blonde. He's going to try to fend off Jack to the line. And Blonde will take 8th place from his co. And that person, well, he got points on debut in F2. Oh, welcome to the Tier 1 Points Club for you, that person. You got 10th place. Josh H, what a move. What a, wowee. Whoo, Josh H has done it. Josh, welcome to the Tier 1 Winners Club, population 32. Wow. And Josh, also, you enter the all-tier winners club, population 11. And to be honest, Josh getting that win, he's driver of the day in my opinion. He is driver of the day for that. So great work for Josh to be a brand new Tier 1 race winner. And he gets it done. I mean, literally, look at this. He's the only guy to not get a penalty in this race. So, that is our finishing order here. So, Josh is your winner. TB second. Reese is third. Cryptic 4. DeChiller in 5. Stenner 6. Ad 7. Blonde 8. Jack 9. And that person will be in 10th place to get the final point. Owen 11. Gerard 12. George 13. Redfire 14. Kipu in 15th, the last of the running cars. DNS, we had Tadpole, Sam Steed, Choco, and Crispy. Wow. What a day there. Wow. So, what a race there. Hard to believe that, but what some great racing there. And wow. That just had me on the edge of my seat at that last lap. I mean, So what? That was just wild to say the least. You know what I mean? Very wild. I mean, literally every single driver got penalties, with the exception of the race winner, Josh. I mean, we had numerous 3 seconds. We had a few 6 seconds. We had a couple that had 9. But currently the worst offender with the track limit penalties was Stenner with 15. But I mean, still, Stenner wound up finishing there. But yes, so wow. Well, that is going to end the stream for tonight. So let's take a look at our list of what's happening for next week. So Tier 2 next week will be racing around in Vegas on the Vegas Strip from round 9 of their calendar. Now, the Constructors' Championship was decided yesterday, but the Drivers' Championship is still up for grabs. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen there. As noted in the F2 stream earlier today by Ryan Alcon, next week the F2 drivers will be racing around in Jeddah, and the Drivers' Championship will possibly be ended that race. Now, let's take a look at next week for F1. And, well, it is Austria. Austria, the Red Bull Ring, is our next stop for the season calendar of RPL. So this is going to be quite a fun one. So, yeah, a new winner. Almost everyone getting penalties. And, yeah, what a showing for sure. So from RPL Streams, Ty and Ironwolf saying good night. Have a good one.